Yesterday I made a video talking about my Comet starting build for PoE 2, so if you are looking for a build guide, make sure to check it out. But today I want to talk about something different, which is answering one of the most common questions I am getting during my streams, and that is, where do I get certain permanent buffs? From the campaign like Spirit or passive 3 points. So I'm gonna go over all of them, but keep in mind, this is just the day one finding, so there is a chance that I missed something. So if you have found something that I haven't mentioned in that video, make sure to let me know in the comments. Also, I want to continue playing the game, so I'm not gonna spend too much time showing you exact positions, so where you can find something in the map, unless I think something is very easy to miss. Also, if you are interested in the written guide, as I'm making this video, I'm also writing a guide on Maxroll, which is gonna explain pretty much exactly the same things I'm gonna be explaining in this video. So make sure to check it out. I'm gonna link it in the description. Okay, so let's start with some generic info. In the campaign, so all 6 acts, 3 being on normal difficulty and 3 on cruel, you can get a total of 100 spirit and 24 passive 3 points. And these points you get exactly 4 per act, with each objective giving you 2 points. Also, in Act 2, there is a choice of a buff that you can change anytime you want, but in Act 3, there is one that so far I haven't found a way to swap it. So I'm pretty sure once you take it, you cannot change it anymore. Also, some buffs are different on the second difficulty, and even some of the bosses that give something on normal difficulty don't give anything on cruel. Okay, so let's start with the Act 1. And also, in case you don't know, maps are different for everyone. So for example, for me, the town is here, for you it might be over here and so on. So just remember the names of the areas where you can find certain things instead of just where it is exactly here on the map. So the first permanent buff you can get is at the Clearfell, which is this one, Biera of the Rotten Pack. And here, by the way, you can see that there is a plus button next to it, and this is also grayed out. Grayed out means that you have killed it. So for example, this one is not grayed out, so I haven't killed it, so you know you got it. And also where there is a plus, that means this boss is gonna give you some kind of permanent buff. So this one would not give you anything. Well, except, or of course, some drops. So this one, if you kill it, is going to give you 10% to cold rest. And again, this is permanent, so it's just forever. And this boss is actually, from what I've noticed, towards the end of the area. So where you find the Grellwood, it should be somewhere next to the entrance. Now the second one is at the Hunting Ground. Let me find it where it is on my map. It is here. So Hunting Ground, you have to kill the Crowball. This is pretty easy boss, to be honest. It kind of travels throughout like this big sort of a tunnel, and it is going to give you 2 weapon set points. And it says weapon set points, but it's basically points that you can spend on your tree, but if you want to, you can spend them on a second weapon swap that you have in your inventory, but most of the people just use it as an additional 2 passive points. Then you're gonna move on to the Freytorn, and here you're gonna kill King in the Mist. And this one is gonna give you your first spirit buff, which is one of the most important buffs, so plus 30 to spirits. And in this one you have to find, I believe, 4 different ritual encounters. Actually no, 3 different ritual encounters, and you complete them. And then the 4th one is gonna be the one that is gonna have the boss in it. And for the next one, we have our first quest, which is in the Ogam farmlands. And this one, you have to find Una's loot, which is at her hut. So that's a pretty big hut in the middle. You're gonna see it, and there is gonna be a green loot for you to pick up. And then you have to go to the town, speak to Una, and you get another plus 2 passive 3 points. Next one is at the Ogam Manor, which is actually you have to go underground. And by the way, if you don't know, you can click on this button and you can swap between underground and above the ground. And here, this is basically the last area of the Act 1. And here you have to find Candlemas, the Living Right. And this one I'm actually going to show you, because this one might be tricky to find. So when you are in the Ogam Manor, on the first floor, I'm pretty sure it always appears on the first floor. So far, I guess this is the 3rd time I found it. It is on the first floor of this area. You find this statue. It says Sounds of Madness. And just have to go here and click on this, and it's gonna spawn this boss, and then you can just kill it. So let me quickly do it. It's probably just gonna get one-shotted because it's normal difficulty, so yeah. And then once you kill it, you're gonna get plus 220 maximum life. Okay, so that's everything from Act 1, so now let's move on to Act 2, starting with the Kef. And this is, by the way, a very confusing act, so all of these are going to be probably in different positions for you, just remember the names. So in the Keth, you can kill Kabbalah, which is going to give you another +2 passive 3 points, and you, in the same area, have to find the relic, the left relic, which is the one that we're going to use later for a choice between one of the 2 permanent buffs in the Valley of Titans. And here you just have to kill monsters, just go through the area, kill as many as you can, and then eventually you're just gonna see the green name of the relic. It's gonna just drop for you. Then you have to go to the bone pits. Let me quickly find it. It is for me in here. So in the bone pits, it's the same as at the Keth. You're gonna kill monsters and then they are gonna drop you the other relic, the right one. Just kill as many as you can. It can be pretty unlucky. You might have to clear the entire area to finally find it, but most of the time it's not as bad. Then the next one, of course, you go to the Valley of the Titans and then you find, actually I am gonna show you right now. When you go here and you put both of the relics, you get to choose between one of these 2 buffs, and these ones you can actually swap between them. You have to just go back to this area. For now, I'm choosing 15% increased mana recovery from Flask, but maybe later on, if you want to focus more on charms, you can get 30% increased charm charges gained. And now for the next +2 passive points, you have to go to the Deshar, and here you have to complete the quest where you have to find the letter. And where you find it, you just find a corpse, which is again gonna be a green name, and you click on it, the letter is gonna drop, and you're gonna go back to the town, turn in the quest, and you're gonna get +2 passive 3 points. And then at the Spires of Deshar, so here, you're gonna find this, Sisters of Garukan, and this one can also be tricky to find. So just to show you, if you go to this area, I'm not gonna go for the entire zone just to look for it, but at some point you're gonna run into actually the area kind of like this, but maybe more of in the inside, kind of maybe more like this, and then there's gonna be like a statue in the middle here, and on this statue, like here on the right side or maybe left side, depending on where you are entering it from, there's gonna be like something with a name, like a statue or whatever, and you're gonna click on it, and you're just gonna get +2 to lightning, +10 to lightning resistances. There is no quest, there's nothing to kill, you just have to click on it, and you just get 10 lightning resistances. So that was it for Act 2. Now let's move on to Act 3, starting with Jungle Ruins. And here you have to kill Mighty Silver Fist, and once you kill it, you're gonna get +2 passive 3 points. And then you're gonna move on to one of the 2 areas, either Venom Crypts or to Azak Bog. And this one is one of the more important ones. People all the time ask me about this. Where do you get your second 30 spirit? Because this is when you can start using your cast on crit, cast on freeze, cast on ignite, and so on. Many things unlock here. Actually, I'm not sure if cast on crit, but definitely cast on freeze you get from this one, because not only you get 30 spirit, you also get the spirit gem, and plus the 30 spirit you get from from Act 1, you get 60 total spirit. And this one is in Azak Bog, and then you just have to find the boss, Ignaduk, the Bog Witch, and once you kill her, you get the spirit. And this one you go to from the infested barrens. And then you're gonna move on to the Venom Crypt, and here you have to find the vial, and for some reason it actually doesn't show it in here. Let's go back in here. I think, yeah, it shows it in here, and you get to choose one of these 3 vials. So you get to choose between increased mana regeneration rate, or ailment threshold, or stun threshold. Most of the people are choosing either mana regeneration rate or ailment threshold, but maybe there are some builds that would also want stun. But remember, this one I'm pretty sure is permanent. If anyone knows of a way how you can change it, let me know in the comments. Now let's move on to the next one, which is at the end of Act 3, and this one gives you also +2 passive 3 points. And for this one, you have to find first Sacrificial Heart, which you can find even in Agorath or in Utsal. So in one of these zones, you just have to kill monsters, and eventually you're gonna drop Sacrificial Heart. And then at the end of Agorath, so once you find the Black Chambers, it should be somewhere near the entrance to it. You will find this altar, and you just have to sacrifice the heart, and you're gonna get +2 points. Okay, now we are done with all 3 acts, so now let's move on to the second difficulty, and this one should be a bit faster because most of the things in here are the same as on normal, but there are a few small differences. So again, you're gonna kill the same boss for plus 10 cold resistances, and then there is actually a first difference here. When you go to the Freighthorn, this boss is actually no longer gonna give you plus 30 spirit, so there is no reason to do the ritual. But you can still go for the Crowbell, which is gonna give you plus 2 passive points, and then you find Una's loot, which is gonna give you another plus 2 points. Then at the end, when you're gonna go to Ogam Manor, here you're gonna kill this boss, and this one for some reason I think it's bugged. It still shows as I haven't killed it, but I am 100% sure I killed it. And this one is gonna give you plus 8 to increased maximum life instead of plus 20 flat, and I believe plus 8% is actually way better, so this one is very important to get. So that's basically it in Act 1. Now let's move on to the Act 2, and here let me find all of these again. This is very annoying one. Here, going back to the cave, you're gonna kill Kabbalah again for plus 2 points, and again at the cave you're gonna find left side of the relic. Then you're gonna move on to the bone pits, and you're gonna find the other side of the relic, and you're gonna move on to the Valley of the Titans, which is over here, and let me go over there again. And here you get to choose between 30% increased charm charges gained or 15% increased life recovery from flask, and just like in Act 1, you can swap between them. And for the remaining ones, you go to the Deshar, and again you have to find the letter, which is gonna give you plus 2 points, and this one might be bugged again, doesn't show me that I have it. And just to show you that I have all of the 24 points, you can just go to the tree, and then it should tell you 24.
I need more time.
I have all 24 points. Yeah, let's just move on to the next act, so Act 3 on Cruel difficulty. And here again you have to go to kill Mighty Silverfist. You're gonna get additional plus 2 points from it. And this one, for some reason, there's no text that it gives plus 2, but I'm pretty sure it still gives them. And then you want to go to Azak Bog, and this one I'm 100% sure I have this. This one gives you plus 40 spirit. So to get 100 spirit, you have to go to Act 1, do the ritual encounter to get 30 spirit. Then in Act 3, you get in Azak Bog another 30, and then you get 40 in Act 6 from the Ignaduk for the total of 100 spirit. And then the next one is again the Venom Drought from the Venom Crypts. You have to find the vial, and here you get a choice between 3 permanent buffs, one of them being plus 10 to Chaos Res, second one plus 5 to all attributes, and third one 15% reduced slowing potency of debuffs on you. And for the last one, you have to go to the Agorat again to do the blood sacrifice, so you have to find the heart either in the Agorat or at the Utsal, and just from killing random monsters, and then you sacrifice it at the altar right before the black chambers. So these were all of the buffs. Hopefully this video was helpful for you, like it was helpful for me too, as it turns out. So that's gonna be it for now, and see you next time.